Hey everybody, my name is Charlie, and welcome to a revisiting of an old game we played a long time ago called Surviving the Aftermath. Back in the day, about a year ago, it was Epic exclusive, fresh, hot off the presses. It's a colony builder and takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting, published by Paradox, right? And we played it and we had a good time with it. Okay, but it was a little bit of a limited game. There wasn't a whole lot going on with it. It got a little repetitive, okay? 11 major updates later. That's what it's been. 11 major updates later. The game is here now, again, once more. And I gotta tell you, they've added a ton of stuff to this game. It's kind of wild how much there is in this game now. So I want to revisit it, and I was gonna do this on Twitch. I was very, very close to doing this on Twitch, but my schedule is really stacked on Twitch. By the way, I stream weekdays at noon Eastern time. You should come check it out. Link in the description. I also live streamed this a couple of days ago on YouTube, and you can check that. Link in the description down below. Also, in the description is a link to buy the game. If you like it, you can get it on my game store. I've just been granted permission to add it to my store, so it's there. You can get it there and support me at the same time if you'd like to. It should be the same price as it is on Steam. So, what is the game? Well, let's hit new game. We're gonna incorporate the tutorials, but only because I want to see anything new that pops up that exists that I don't already know about, okay? But we're kind of gonna go through it very fast. This is a city builder game. Think of it like if you saw the End Zone playlist, it's a very similar design idea, right? Like a city builder in a post-apocalyptic zone. But this game does things a lot differently than End Zone. Not better or worse necessarily, just different. And especially related to the map layer. We'll get into that too. First, we're gonna go down and get our difficulty set in place, okay? Now, I am gonna choose a difficulty setting that I think will make this interesting, but not like stupid hard. We might try a Twitch playthrough later on like super uber hardest difficulty, and we'll enable the Twitch integration that comes with the game that lets people in Twitch make decisions and vote for quest decisions and stuff. But I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna choose in the middle here because for the most part, we're gonna choose the middle of all of these. Catastrophes, we're gonna choose the middle. This is like not the hardest, but not the easiest kind of standard approach. Contamination level is at 35% instead of being at 60% or instead of being at 20%, right? Resources, these are our starting resources, right? Same thing, right in the middle. Ideology. There's no survival guide for post-apocalyptic like this. Different people have different ideas on how to survive, with none more right or wrong than the other. Unlocks more options in the tech tree. What kind of leader are you? So if we choose Hardy Survivalist, we'll have additional tech options for more efficient survival methods. If we choose Colony Builder, we'll have additional tech options to improve the colony's efficiency. And if we're a Wasteland Explorer, we'll have additional tech options for explorations with other advancements. So I don't know if these are necessarily more difficult or less difficult per se, but it's sort of like you're picking your own ideology and how you want to approach it. I'm gonna choose Colony Builder because efficiency sounds nice to me. Gatekeeper. Life is unfair, but sometimes it feels like you are not alone. Whether it is an invisible guardian or just pure fate, but it feels like someone is watching over us, okay? Path is challenging, but worth the risk. Architect, okay? Survivalist, challenge but fair. Or chaotic, no restrictions, anything is possible. Suffering or success. Again, we're gonna go in the middle one this time. I probably will do another playthrough that makes it even more difficult. Notice though that the difficulty percentages, much like Surviving Mars, this is the surviving game, same publisher and all that stuff. You notice that these two have the exact same percentage, so I don't see, not entirely sure why they have the same percentage, but they do. Okay, so specialists. Let's see what we're gonna choose here. So each one of these specialists comes with speed, attack, research, scavenge, and recovery stats. And each of them are a little bit different. Scavenging is going to allow them to pull more stuff per turn, or at least per day, from a scavenging site when they're out on the map screen. Research efficiency, this is how many science points they will generate for you for research per day while they are in the camp. So if you send them out into the wilderness, to go and get things. They are not generating research for you. Attack, pretty self-explanatory. How much damage do they cause in combat? Speed is the amount of AP that they have, and they've reworked how AP works in update 11. So if you played the game on update 10, or if you played the game like, I don't know, 5 days ago, right? Anything like that, it works a little bit differently now. Recovery, HP per day while they're in the colony, okay? And each one of these guys has a bunch of different stuff going on with them, right? Now, we're gonna need a really good researcher. He's gonna stay at home. He's gonna help out with the camp. And nobody here has 350 science points per day. Ouch. These are a little bit random, right? They're not completely random, but they're like I've seen people with 350 before. I wonder if that's, it's probably the people that you get from the world. Yeah, I think these are the same every time, but the people you get from the world have different stats. So that's the thing. I actually like Satoshi. I'm gonna leave him at home most of the time. He's gonna generate science for us while he's at home. I think we're gonna go with, I kind of want something that causes a lot of damage and also has good efficiency, like Wheeler here. Yeah, 20 attack plus 50% efficiency. I like it. Let's get that guy. And somebody else that could go out into the wasteland for us. This person's okay. If I leave them at home, they'll do good on science. But if I put them in the wilderness, they'll do good on damage and they'll be able to get around. So let's get Baron as well. So these will be our 3 specialists that will start our colony. Now we can choose a flag, we get colors and symbols and all that stuff. I'm just gonna go with, I don't really care which one I go with. A dead rat, ugh. I wish they had a hat. I wish we could put our own logo in here, actually. That would be even better. Oh yeah, right there. Yep, we're definitely gonna use the raptor. All right. And then the colony name, we're gonna go this time, I'm just gonna go real, like, Charlestown. I know, not very original at all, but my name is Charlie, so whatever, like, it doesn't matter. And then colony motto, I guess we'll go with cats won't go quietly into the night. No. No, I thought about that and I was like, no. Let's just do something lame, like for a better tomorrow. Sounds good. The rest of the game is what really matters. Okay, so we're gonna leave the tutorials on just so you can get acquainted with some things. If they have new things to share, then they can. Okay, let's start the game. Let's go. So, some of you guys might be wondering, hey, you know, it's been a long time since you created videos. What's going on? So it's been about 5 weeks since I posted a video, actually. All existing things, CK2, Chef, all that stuff, Mass Effect even, I'm gonna finish them. I'm gonna get them uploaded. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. I have been playing teacher as my kindergartner has been fully virtual learning this last 5 weeks. School started, that's what happened. And if you haven't tried to teach a kindergartner how to do things virtually with homework, it's tough. They can't read on their own, by the way. Can't use a computer either. Okay. So here are 3 specialists, okay? These guys are responsible for getting us a good, solid start. But on the front of this, they're responsible for, like, well, exploring, figuring out what we're working with off the bat. We got water way over here, and I like that. I like some water over here too. I might want to have my settlement kind of being over here and all this water, but we don't really have a whole lot going on over here for water. I really wanted to be closer to water than this, so I'm gonna go explore over there for a second. We're gonna see what's over here. So the map has been redone. We're going to look at the world map too, but a lot of this stuff has been graphically overhauled since we last played. So many things have been changed since we last played. You're going to see that. As we get up here and as we start looking at the landscape, we may even get attacked by some unfriendly creatures, because you can be attacked now too. That's a thing. All right, so we're learning where some stuff is. This is good. Okay, so we got some water there. I like how there's a little bit of fertile land here too. That's cool. We're on the lookout for a new home is what it's saying. So this is what we're doing right now. We're finding a piece. We're finding a place to call home. This is our gate. We'll get to that in a second. But right now, I just want to explore and figure out, where do I want my city center to be? where am I actually going to create my colony? And I'm starting to think I want it to be over here. I don't want it to be too far away from the gate, but the gate's not really all that important when it comes to the logistics of everything else and like getting your colony completely, you know, ready to rock. Mostly it's the back and forth from all your other buildings that's going to matter more, you know? These maps are procedurally generated. You don't get to choose what you have. So I'm just going to kind of come over here. Gosh, I really like this. Oh, we're getting attacked. Here we go. So we got some hostile little bugs here. And we want to make sure this area is safe for people too. So by killing these little bugs, we kind of make it safer too. Take a look at some of the tools we have. Overlays. Let's go ahead and pause it really quick. We have living beings. And this is a living being overlay. All right. So it'll show us all the things that are alive that we know of anyway, that we can see. And so right now we've got some living beings here. Majestic deer, fierce mice. We've got some more majestic deer over here. Very cool. Look at these deer. It's crazy. Yes, and ducks. The alerts that you hear like popping up at the upper left-hand corner of the screen, that's the duck sound. So if you're like, why do I hear ducks? That's why. Okay, so we're going to skip these tutorials and stuff too. Okay, so I think, how do I want to do this? Probably my lumber production can be right here. We'll get homes set up kind of in this area, I think. And we'll kind of bleed over into this area with plastic. We're going to want, looks like all this stuff is just scavengeable stuff. But the main resources seem to be kind of located over in this area. So the question though is, I see plastic. Where's the metal? We got wooden houses. I don't see any. Oh, the metal's way over here. Okay. So I kind of think like we need to maybe consider having the colony be right here. We can cut down these trees to clear the path for all the land. There is some fertile land right here, but we want to stay away from this pollution area. This area here, we really don't want to walk through this. But if we can set up our colony to be like, I don't know what the consequences are of being really far away from the gate, because almost everybody I've ever seen play this game, including myself, we usually set things up right here next to the gate, but I don't want to be. I want to be over where the other stuff, where all the stuff is, you know? So I think I'm going to choose the campsite, and against my better judgment, perhaps, I think I'm going to put the campsite like right here. This will be a very interesting start here if I start way over here, right? Let's see what this is like. If I start right, yeah, I'm gonna have them walk this way. Well, wait, there's metal scrap right here. Okay, we have metal scrap here. That changes things a little bit. Yeah, because it means I don't have to go way over here. Okay, so they are giving me two types of resources really close to the gate. There's the metal. It was like behind the trees and stuff. Okay, I think the city center is gonna be right over here. We're gonna pop city center, I think, right here. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna have the road facing this way too, and then we'll have a road that comes down this direction. We can't do roads until we have people here, but the campsite's complete, and with the campsite complete, we can now do something called shoot the flare. And basically, that means we're gonna shoot a flare up in the air to say, hey guys, colony's ready, come on in. You can come out of hiding now, okay? We got this. But we're not going to do that just yet, because we got some stuff to prepare before people get here, like housing and setting up the logistics. I think this is a great spot, by the way, to get forestry going, wood cutting, trapping, all sorts of things like that. So let's get a trapper station. And I think I'm going to get the trapper like right here. Yeah, like right here. It's a good spot for it. We're going to get fishing hut. It's a little bit far away. Fishing may not be a very effective way of getting things right now, but it could be worse. Like, honestly, they're going to have to walk through pollution to get the fish to us, which isn't great. We might be able to bypass that. If I put it over here, might be all right. What do we got for efficiency here? 94, 93, 94. 94 is not bad. I mean, Yeah, I've seen it be worse. 91. 94. I think 94 right here. Okay, we'll set up fishing right there. Then we need huts. We need places for them to live. And we're going to go tents with that. And for the tents, we're going to go a little bit close to this. But I honestly feel like this right here is really good farmland. Like, this is great for farming. So we'll put the houses off of the fertile soil. So we'll stick them near up the gate. I think I like this. Okay, we'll go up right up against the gate here. As far in as we can. Bam. Bam. And bam. Flip it over. And we're going to do the same thing right here. We'll go... is this... It's the right tile, right? Yeah. Like that, and that. Okay, that is 6 huts. That's enough to store the initial colonists. Last thing I want to do is I want to get water well set up. Well, there's actually multiple things I want to do, but water is going to be one of those things we're going to get set up right now. So this is, I want 100%. I need 100%. Give me 100% water somewhere. 100% water over here. Okay. I don't know how I feel about getting the water close to the pollution, but as long as it's not getting polluted, we have a pollution overlay right here. And as long as none of this water's radius, this pollution, is there a way to tell? I don't think so. No, it is not. Okay. As long as we don't have any of the radius for the well over top of this, that's what we're trying to avoid. So I might be able to get away with. I don't want it here because it might mess up my farm grid. What about just right over here next to the gate? Is there anything wrong with this? Other than not getting 100% on nearly anything. This looks okay. 97. It's right where the trees are, though. There's got to be a better place. It's got to be a better place. I don't think there is. I think I got to come over here where the pollution is. Slightly. We're going to have to make do with it because I want that 10 water. I don't need 100% for 10 water, but I need... Oh, here we go. Right here. I think this will be fine. Right here. It's still 10. Even if I go 97%, it's still 10. Drop it there. That'll be where our first well is. All right. So, specialists are coming back. And what we can do with them is we can stick these guys on construction projects because they won't do it by themselves. I have to tell them to do it. But I can stick them on construction projects. So I want you building the well. I want you building the houses. Well, other way. You get it. And then you're going to build the trapper. Go. And then we'll speed up time. These guys will all go off and they'll do the tasks that I gave them. Every building requires certain materials. This one's lumber or planks, and this one is plastic. Let's take a look at through these. At the top bar, for those of you who are new, we get a happiness rating for the colony here. Once we get colonists, you'll see how that breaks down. We then have our colonist count. Number on the right is the number of total colonists, including carriers, workers, elders, children, adults, etc. It also tells us how much spare shelter space we have. The number on the left here is the number of carriers. Very important. We always have carriers. They need to transport raw materials over to the places where they need to be processed, or move things around. Right? It's all part of the logistics of our colony. Carriers are very important that way. All right, you go build this house. Then we have food. Obviously, we want to produce more than we consume. We have water, which is currently getting addressed with that well right there. We have energy, slightly later in the game. It's not really mid-game anymore. Used to be a mid-game thing, not quite mid-game anymore. Like late early game, I suppose, is where energy comes in. Then we have planks, very good building material. This will also keep track of firewood, which is useful in the cookhouse later when we start to cook meals instead of just eating raw food. We have concrete, also building materials, plastic, metal, fiber, very useful for making clothes. We have parts, going to be useful for other types of machinery later on, as well as repairing things. We've got rare metals as hard to find materials for advanced components and electronics. We've got components, again, electronics for high-end buildings and stuff too, in addition to getting our wind turbines and all sorts of stuff like that. We have fun boxes, kind of a late game thing, good for building certain buildings that are fun, that add happiness to the colony. Let's get you to build. Yes, I am talking to you. I want you to build this. Go. All right, and then this guy's building the well. He's almost done. Okay. What else were we at? We got tools. Very good for fixing things. They also are used by the colonists to do work. So if they don't have any tools, they're going to work slower. Clothes, good for protection. There's also sturdy clothing, which is even better for protection. We have medicine, always important, including iodine pills. We start with 12 of these. Iodine pills are great for getting rid of radiation sickness. We've got fuel. It's going to be useful for vehicles once we get them, as well as any sort of generator we might use. I don't know if we have generators in this game, but if we do, we'd probably use this fuel. They probably don't, though, honestly, because they give you solar panels and wind turbines anyway. But this is good for vehicles. Then we have science points. Way different science system than the first time we played the game. And we have currency, which we can use to barter and trade with other people. It's very nice. Okay, so giving you a brief overview of the stuff at the top here. Here's our specialist. We can have up to 10 on this bar. And we also have, you can speed up time. You have day progression right here. It tells you exactly what hour it is, on what day it is, and all that stuff. And then we have down here, right? You saw me interact with the build menu. Lots of different categories that comes with all sorts of different stuff. And more stuff becomes available the longer you play. Speaking of which, I'm probably going to want to... where's my stockpile and stuff going to be? You know what? I'm going to wait for the roads because that stuff's really easy to build. We can have water collectors, which is... it's okay, but you have to build it on a shore. You do get more water than a well from this, but it requires people to work it. So it's kind of a trade-off. And then you have clean water storage, which is fantastic. And it serves as a place where people can go and drink clean water. I'll probably go ahead and put that just across the way from, I think, these houses here. But I want to get roads put in before I start placing some of these buildings. So basic gathering is done. You start gathering planks. I want you to gather, let's say, this concrete right here. And you, I want you to build me a scrapper. So the scrapper is responsible for taking metal salvage, or metal and junk, and turning it into something we can actually use. And for that, I'm going to put this right here. Now, this is a little bit close to the pollution, so I'm actually going to turn it around and say it's here instead. Yeah, right here instead, I think. Perfect. There, we'll build it there. Now, this is telling me that it wants me to shoot the flare and get the colonists in here. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna continue preparing just a little bit more because having these guys set up your buildings before people get here, it means that people can just jump right into it and get a good start. And I like the idea of that. So let's get all of our houses built first because I don't want people to be homeless the moment they're here. Yeah, we're gonna say continue preparing. Let's get rid of this one and this one. Get rid of both of these. So go build that house, please. All right. And again, we don't want to get too close to this because buildings can now become polluted. And then you have to keep decontaminating them, and it's kind of a drain on your micromanagement. Eventually, you can get maintenance centers that will take care of all that for you. But for the time being, no. Don't really want to do it right now. Also have to figure out where else I want to build. If this is the location of the first well, where do I want my recycler to be? Are there any other locations with plastic? Okay, over here, there's plastic on the ground. Over there, too. Ooh, more centrally located plastics might be all right. I think so. I think I'll put it right here. Although I was going to put... This is going to be my farmland, though. I don't want to mess up my farmland. I don't want to mess my farmland. How about I put it over here? On the other side of it. That's not bad. I can put it right... It's a little bit close to this, but I wonder if I know this will cut down the trees. That's another thing I'm trying not to do. Maybe I put this here. If I put this here, it kind of gets in the way of the trees a little bit. Actually, wait, this is the wrong building. I need the recycler. Yeah, there and there. I think I'm actually going to put the recycler back here. As weird as this sounds, I think this will be better. It kind of makes it to where we have to walk a little bit further, but I can use this building for both sources later on too. So they're gonna have to work a little bit harder to get the stuff ongoing, but I won't have to build another building next to the other one. And I can have my buildings a little bit more organized, a little bit. I still want this to be all my farmland, so I'm actually gonna wait on this. Ideally, I'd like to build these structures right in here, but I have to clear the pollution to use that. So why don't we, you know, we could just temporarily build it here, and then once we start farming real serious, you know, why don't I just put this here for now? I think I will, just for now, pop you right there. That's going to eliminate a lot of trees. I wish we got the wood for those, but we don't. All right, you, build that, please. You, go down here and build this, please. Now, hopefully they have the supplies for this, because I think we're going to start running out of building supplies pretty quick here. And I suspect... yeah, it's probably going to end up being the plastic we run out of. As long as we can get this up and running and this up and running, then we'll get the plastics. Because the recycler handles the plastic stuff. So it looks like this building's almost built. And with that building being almost built, I think I can go ahead and call the colonists in. And then we can start getting roads built too. So I think that's where we're going with this. Because now with this done, we can start pulling the recycling right away. So let's do that. We're going to call the colonists. Boom. Put the flare up in the air. Everything goes pink, which is not the best color actually for this colony, given that pollution on the map is now marked as pink. But now we have more people here, okay? We start with 10 colonists, which is enough, just enough water for 10 colonists is this water well. If I had a 9 here, I'd have to place another well to fully saturate our opening colony, so that's why I wanted 10. However, I think it's a good idea to get started on another well right away. And I think maybe over here might be better. Might be good if I can find a place where it doesn't interfere with logging and doesn't get polluted, which would probably be right over here. This doesn't really interfere with logging, does it? I don't think so. It's like one tree, so big deal. All right, you. I want you pulling berries, please. We have a trapper. Your work area is going to be here. That's 100% efficiency. We're going to have the recycler. Your work area is going to be over here. Please go get that stuff. Okay, now, trapper's getting food, and that's great, but we're still going to need wood. We've got lots of areas where our specialists can go and gather wood from these planks. So for the time being, I'm just going to have my specialists working on pulling in wood from these plank resources until they're depleted, because that's a good resource of their time, or a good use of their time. We should really consider very soon working on the gate. But before we work on the gate, I want to get my road layout done and build a medical facility. I want medical very fast. So let's get our road all the way up here where it belongs. Remember, roads... oh, you don't know this because I didn't say it. I said it in the live stream I was talking about earlier, but I didn't say it here. So one of the changes they've made to the game is that movement speed for your colonists is significantly reduced when they're not on a road. But when they are on a road, it's much faster. So I'm actually going to have them build a road. It kind of takes them out this way, so that she can use this road to go out and get that plastic faster. And then I'm going to need to have a new building for this. Do I care about the contamination? As long as I have, I don't know, I do care about contamination, but let's put the medical facility right here. Just outside the farms, we'll have our tent. This is going to be marked as high priority, okay? So if they're not on a road, they'll move a lot slower, like a lot slower. But once we get them on a road, they move a lot faster than they used to move on roads. So roads basically got buffed, and walking off the roads got a big nerf, right? Basically. It's all about city planning at that point. All right, so hopefully we start delivering resources here. We do not have enough plastic, but we have people on the plastic, or at least on... yeah, we have people working on getting us plastic. So at least they're moving, right? That's good. And we got people injured. That's why we need the medical facility. It's being constructed right now, and we'll get people helping out with that. So we currently have 10 colonists. 3 of them are carriers. As soon as this building gets built, one of the carriers is going to become a medic, which means I don't have, I have less carriers. That's what that means. We have people fishing, hopefully. We do indeed. We're able to generate 3 fish a day. Not bad. I need a road, though, from that. And I want them to kind of come in. And this is like right behind this. Is like there's pollution right there. I don't want them to go that way. But I don't really have a choice. I kind of built this really far out. So we're going to have the road come in kind of like as close to this as they can go. And then maybe we'll have you work your way over from there to come around the colony this way. I think so. I think I'll have you do that. And that way, I know I'm cutting down a lot of trees here, but I think we'll have you do that. That way you can walk your way over to where there's supplies. Okay, so pause it. Last thing I need to do, because I'm not quite ready yet, but the last thing I need to do, and then we can start working on the gate and getting really going with the game, okay? Is we need to hit food storage and scraps. So food storage, I'm going to put that kind of right here. And we're going to put that like, yeah, right here. It's cuts into my farms quite a bit, doesn't it? This road does. This road cuts into my farms a lot. Hang on. I don't really want that there. What am I going to do with this? Do I have to come behind it, I guess. Kind of have to. Yeah. That's going to be the way things are. So we're going to have the farm come in. We're going to have you walk right behind this. Yep. So we're going to eliminate the road that's right here. I don't need this road anymore because that's my farmland. Okay, so the food, though, food storage, I think I still want that to be maybe down here. Maybe we can put it down here next to the colonists, right? We store food here. I think that's okay. Yeah, sure. Put the food right here. And then the stockpile, we're going to have that over here. Let's put that, I bet the city center is fine. It's kind of cutting into my food, but kind of cutting into my farming a little bit there, but just one thing instead of 2 things. Okay, good. Fine. Now, what did I just trigger? I turned an overlay on. I got to figure out which one it was. No, I didn't. Oh, okay. So it's the adjusting work slots thing. It's the tutorial doing that. I'm just going to skip that. So colonist Don is injured. He's going to go in here, get himself picked on, or get himself worked on. Get himself picked on. All right, specialist. I want you to go get that concrete. And you are carrying stuff. You are carrying stuff. Let's get you on those wood planks. Okay, now that we've got all the basics going, I need this to be high priority though. Now that we got all the basics going, and everything seems real nice and stuff, we're gonna start working on the gate. So how about we grab the gate right here? Now the gate's a very important structure. The gate basically unlocks the rest of the game, because you can't leave this area at all until you build the gate. But once you build the gate, then the game really starts getting fun. Because you can get new quests, you can get new events, people can show up, traders might want to trade you, bandits might want to vandalize. Bandits want to take your stuff, but you can also send your specialists out into the world map, and that's what this button right here is for. The world map has been completely redone in this version of the game, and it is so good. They've done a lot more detail work, and navigating this has been much improved from before. I mean, I like how you can see roads and little houses, and you have like this little, I don't know, light as like a museum looks like, yeah. And you get multiple points of interest on each section as well. Yeah. So this over here, we might be able to get some prime meat. It's kind of nice. We might be able to get some plastic from this. And there's some research points over here, 375 research points here too. And we need to get the research so that we can start working on a tech tree that has been way overhauled. Check out the new tech tree if you haven't seen this before. So we have 4 main categories: food, production, colony, and exploration. Each of these has skills pertaining to the category. In this case, food production gives us more production speed. Basic farming gets unlocked. We can start getting communal eating, get line cooks, so we get extra cooks in the kitchen. We have advanced farming, protected crops. We can start getting more boring methods. We can bore wells, all sorts of things. Food, water, lots of stuff. Production, very important. We can start getting scavenger teams, have higher inventory capacity, start using power, solar and wind, improving the durability of our equipment and our buildings, all sorts of stuff like that. Colony menu involves things like housing, comfort, removing hazardous waste. We get things like porcelain toilets. That makes people happy, right? You want people happy. Education, so your workers go better. We can start getting crafting, medical centers, surge protectors for your power supplies because they can get struck by lightning and all sorts of things can happen, random events. We get comfortable housing. We get couch potatoes and cabinets and all sorts of things like game arcades. These are where the fun boxes come in, and all sorts of stuff to help your colony be more happy, healthy, and ultimately just enjoy their time better here. And then exploration menu helps you on the map screen, helps you to get to where you can unlock bartering, do a trade center. You can start trading resources with other societies, which is like another colony. You can get frontier outposts, which allows you to go right off and allow specialists to drop off resources without having to travel back to camp. So you can set up outposts throughout the map, and your colonists don't have to, your specialists don't have to go all the way back to your main city to drop off their resources that they're scavenging. They can go to an outpost that's local instead. Reinforced gate to help protect things. We get things like motorization and engine overhauls, so you can start using cars, making a fortress to protect your stuff, disaster forecasting, so you know when things are going to happen well in advance. It gives you more time to prepare, all sorts of stuff. And we drive all this research by time and research points. This is research points or science points. And science points can be achieved basically by going out into the wilderness. I don't know if there's any way to get them without going out into the map. So for the foreseeable future anyway, specialists are the only way to get research points. And that's okay, because we're going to go out there and have a good time out there. So I am going to get this well built, so we have a capacity, a bump in our capacity for water, since nobody's going over there to build that. And actually the gate's probably getting stuff delivered. Not yet, no. We need food storage very badly. So if you could maybe take it upon yourself to build that, that'd be great. Specialists. That needs to be done before, it needs to be done, really badly. So let's go. Everything's getting delivered. Specialists will go ahead and build it. And then people can start carrying the food to the food storage, because food can actually go bad now if it's left out. Speaking of food being left out, we have deer over here, right? And we might be able to... Yeah, right here. We might be able to hunt the deer and get some meat for that, right? So we want to maybe go ahead and try that too if we want to. Now the deer will fight back too. They don't just go down like deer in real life, all right? They fight back. So I'm going to take you and you. I'm going to go into a hunting party with you two. Now that this is built, we're going to move the work area to be where berries are. Right here is good. So whoever's a carrier or colonist, they'll just kind of automatically do tasks like this and start working at buildings like this to pull in food if we can. Same thing with the stockpile. Actually, I need to just get this built. So real quick, we're going to get that built. And we can do the same thing with the stockpile. We're going to take the work area and we're going to get multiple things highlighted. This will be good for now. Okay, hunting party. I want all 3 specialists are right here. Let's go and hunt these deer. Not only do we need to kill all the deer, but we also need to bring the meat back to camp. And we have somebody born. We are getting kids. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? People are already starting to be born. All right, let's just shoot this deer. Now, they will all fight us. They'll all attack once we start shooting one. There's 4 of them here. So you don't want to send just one hunter, because then he's got to take on 4 deer by himself. So this case, now that we have all these different hunters, we'll be able to shoot all the deer all at once, baby. I like it. All right, all the deer are dead. Now your specialists are not very smart. They'll kill the deer and then they'll walk away. They don't have a concept of hunting. They see it as like defending. So we're gonna do something about that. Have them get the meat and bring it back to camp, please. All right. So this is now priority number 1, highest priority. We've got the well built. We've got medical center. We've got food. We've got shelter. Although, yeah, we have space for 1 more colonist because I built for 12. And we have this. We're getting metal. Very good. We've got fish coming in. We've got trapping coming in. What we don't have is a steady supply of wood. Right now, we don't. So what I'm going to do is just set that up really quick. We want a lumber yard. And I think I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to put the lumber yard like right... Let's make this be like a path later. So we'll have a path be right there. Next to the hospital. So we'll say that this is the lumber yard. Right about like, let's go like that. And the lumber yard for now is going to cut down these trees. And it's going to address these trees. We're going to leave these trees alone for now because the trapper is doing really good work here and he's 100% efficiency. We're also going to want to build a forester to plant more trees here. And once we have a steady supply of trees being planted, then we'll have the lumber camp constantly cut them down. And it'll be this big cycle of cutting down the trees, growing them back up. And while there's always trees up, the trapper is always able to trap the animals that are living in the trees, right? Good that way. Okay, is there anything else I can have my specialists do? I think for now, I think I'm just going to have you focus on gate construction. That way we make sure there's always somebody bringing resources to it. I think we almost have enough resources to build it, so if we can just reserve them by bringing it to the gate, that would be helpful. And a colonist has an idea. What's up, colonist? More than a bit of wool. One of the colonists approaches you, appearing more than a bit nervous. She says that she might be able to provide clothing for the colony. Her grandmother used to teach her while she was a child, and she seems fairly confident that she remembers how it goes. Question is, do you trust her skills? I'm gonna give her fiber, see what she does. All right, you give her some fiber, and she seems very thankful for your trust. As expected, work takes some time, but she finally returns with some absolutely stunning traditional garbs. You're certain that wearing these will not only keep people warm, but make them look amazing as well. Love it. So we gave her 3 fibers. She gives us 5 clothing. It's very nice. It's basic clothing, but it's, you know, clothing that I didn't make it, so there you go. I didn't have to make it myself. The lumberyard takes 20 planks to build. I always found that frustrating because, like, if you're having a hard time getting wood, it takes a lot of wood to make the building to help you get wood. But, I mean, you have to build it, so I guess. You, go get planks from here. And so we're only missing 3 metal, and then we can get out into the world map. Now, there is something else called colonist hygiene. And hygiene is very important. It helps to fend off diseases, keeps your people happier, more comfortable. And in the healthcare menu, you're going to see something called an outhouse. Basic hygiene is a must for a healthy colony. It allows colonists to wash and relieve themselves, keep the outhouses away from water sources to avoid contamination. It has a only slot for 1 person at a time. We're going to put this way over here. It's going to have contamination, and we don't want it to affect our colonists that way, so we're going to put that right there. And so people can, over here, they can go out to the outhouse. We'll just leave a road. We'll just get a road that goes out that way. Yep, there we go. Actually, remove that. There we go. All right, back into business. So this lumber camp, I want a road that goes through here too. And then all of this is going to be farmland. Do not build here, Charlie. You keep wanting to build things. Don't do it. All right, gates getting constructed, not destructed. Gates getting constructed, and it's done. Into the world. Gate is now open, and the vast world stands ready for your specialists to explore. This progress has not gone unnoticed. Soon, your colony will begin attracting various folks, some good, others desperate, some tricksters, and those who just want to see you get destroyed. Some men just want to watch the world burn. Arm the gate with colonists or keep some specialists close by to defend yourself from the inevitable raids. Okay, so what we want to do, since we have access to the world map now, I want to send colonists that are really good at scavenging and fighting. And that's Wheeler here. So we're going to send him to the world map. Off you go, Wheeler. The next guy is going to be Satoshi staying here. Baron is pretty good with damage and fighting and all that stuff. But for now, he's also very helpful. So I'm going to leave these two guys at home just for now. But once we build the gate, a whole new group of people come. And these are survivors seeking shelter. There are 2 adults and 1 children. They're bringing 6 fish, 5 tools, 3 clothing, which is good because there's 3 of them, and 19 firewood. Very specific. It's not planks to build with, it's firewood that we can use to help for cooking. But in addition to that, they're also bringing a new specialist named Turbine. He's a scientist, and as long as he stays here in the colony, he's going to generate 350 science points per day for us, which is pretty nice. Now, he's not going to... Sorry, I misspoke. He's not going to generate 350 science points. He's going to enable us to use 350 science points, which means we can research much faster. We still have to find the points in the world space, but we can now use them faster with him at home. I'm going to go ahead and accept this. It also means, as soon as I accept this, though, that we have homeless colonists. So let's go ahead and get another tent right there. And we'll flip this over and go run right there, too. And we also want to make sure that Turbine stays home. You are going to stay home as well. Once you go ahead and build that. And then now that that's happening, we'll have Baron go out into the world map. Now, the world map is a really cool place because so much stuff happens there. So let's zoom out. In the world map, and I'm trying to talk, I know I talked fast in this video, but I really wanted to get to this point in the game before the end of this video. And we're like 48 minutes in now, so yeah. Anyway, in the world map, we have our 2 specialists. Each of them have a certain set of skills, but if we want to start researching, we need to get the research points as soon as possible. So Baron is going to take his AP, and he's going to move right here. He's going to go ahead and search this building, and he's going to get us 200 research points to start, which is fine. There is still a remaining 175 in this building. Now, had I used Wheeler instead, he has 50% of scavenging efficiency. He could have pulled in more science today than Baron did. But I want him to go after other things like plastic. It's going to help us build. So I'm going to have him go this way. He's going to pull in plastic. Now, these guys are going to scavenge these sites until they're all done. And it's going to take them a certain amount of days to do that, right? Depending on how many resources are there and how fast they can go, it's going to take them a little bit of time to do that. While they're doing that, though, we can continue playing the game and everything just kind of goes. This little circle is going to fill up over time. And when it fills all the way up, these guys get their AP back. Some people, I think, like just going all over the place and having them independent. I like to synchronize all my specialists. And I think eventually your specialist gets synchronized anyway because you don't always react immediately. I like to just get into the map screen, move, do everything I need to do for this quote-unquote turn, and then get right back into the colony. So those guys are going to do the thing. But because we got the 200 points, now we have access to the tech tree, and we can start prioritizing things in the tech tree. So I'm going to prioritize food initially, because food is like the biggest fail condition in the game. With water, it's like, okay, build another well. You're good. It's fast. I mean, as long as you have the resources to build it, you build another well, you're good to go. You can also guard against it a little bit by having various towers and clean water stations, etc. Other types of disasters and stuff, as long as you have enough meds or as long as you have enough supplies, you can either fix people or repair as needed all the time. But the big thing that usually kills colonies is the lack of food. So we're going to focus on food initially. And I'm going to go with survival skills. So our production speed on things like hunting and fishing go up. So we're going to research that. It's only 50 points. It'll take 15 hours. So there we go. Let it play on. Now we still have people homeless. That's not great. It's going to lower happiness. But we're working on that right now. We can see research progress by just looking up here. And this little circle will fill up. It used to be, even as late as update 10, like a few days ago, it used to be that this bar would fill all the way up in green. I actually rather liked that more. It was much more easy to see it, to see the progress. I mean, you can still see it, but it just takes, it's just a little bit harder to see. All right, that's all I'm saying. I liked it better when it was the other way around. Several construction zones are lacking resources. Okay, so nobody's built the outhouse yet because we're lacking the resources for it, supposedly. I want to get my specialist prioritizing that. So my specialist is going to work on that. What else can I do for a specialist right now? You are doing nothing. You're doing nothing. I want you to gather... Let's clear that plank right there so we can maybe use it for a building space later. And I also want... Well, you have to bring the one plank back first, don't you? Yeah. Once you bring the plank back, I want you focused on these berries. Get the berries out of there. All right, and hopefully this outhouse gets built soon. I need plastic right now. We have plastic. We have one plastic. Are they bringing it to the right source, though? It looks like they are. Yeah, well, they're delivering a little bit of it. Yeah, there it goes. So now we can build it. And with the outhouse built, people can finally start relieving themselves. Oh, that's going to feel comfortable, isn't it? It's going to feel much better. There you go, guys. Okay, specialists are going to keep doing berries. Now, as long as the specialists are here at camp, they're generating the science points that are in their stats. So they're helping me by generating these science points for me. And the more I have at camp, the faster we research. So instead of it taking like a lot longer, we got that done in less than a day. So that was nice. Survival skills is done. So we're going to go into, I think, pack tactics right now. Because I think that's going to help that trapper go faster. But I really want basic farming, actually. Let's do farming first. So farming is going to be there. And that uses a lot of our science. But it doesn't use all of it because we have 225 now. Because remember, we got a guy scavenging that stuff. And he's already scavenged it. So we got the full science bounty from that location. And when he has an action left, it'll ping me up here and be like, hey, your specialist could do things. And that's when we keep going. And again, there's going to be a couple times where maybe they don't get synchronized. And it's just because like maybe one guy takes extra time to do something than the other guy does, or another location. But for the most part, everybody on the map will move at the same time. So we're not limited to just this. You see how these zones here are kind of blacked out? It's because we haven't like surveyed them, right? We want to see what it's all about. So this is a plains biome and this is a marshland biome. If I want to see what's up with this, I need to get a specialist to the border so that he can take a look at it. So we're going to go ahead and just take a look at it. And okay, so we see that this zone has one place with 26 components. Very nice. This place also has 23 planks. And then there's a bandit lair. Now, the bandit lair is guarded by bandits, and you can see how dangerous it is with these little caution signs. This is a 2 out of 3. The bandits will do 10 damage per combat turn, and they currently have 40 HP. My attacker will do 25 damage per combat turn and currently has 100 HP. So I will win this fight. It'll take me a couple of turns to do so, but I will win this fight. I'll take damage, and as I move throughout the map, I just need to make sure that I'm not getting into fights or trying to scavenge from places that could potentially do me death damage, basically, or hazards that will deal me the final blow. So you see how the hazard has max HP loss per day. These are fairly safe scavenges, but once I eliminate these guys, they might have other items too here, and then I can go ahead and scavenge from them. So yeah, one of the other changes I will mention, and then we're probably going to end the video for today, is they made it to where certain actions don't just end turns. Instead, actions take action points. And the action points actually have fixed values for certain actions. So in other words, I was able to search this I was able to move here and search this, but I still technically have 1 AP left. And that's because AP actually has a fixed value as far as its cost goes for various actions on the map now. So even if you're like starting right here and you have like 6 AP, it doesn't cost you all 6 to do this anymore, which is a really welcome change to the game. Let's go ahead and scout this. It's a wasteland biome, as if the whole thing isn't already. Okay, so there's more research here, which is good. There's more plastic, which is very good. And then we have canned food. There's a hazard here though. So there's a chance to take damage, and if we take damage, the damage will range, but at most we'll take 5 HP damage per day. That's not bad. That's a pretty minor hazard. But some of these hazards are really nasty, and you don't want to do them unless you have a guy with full health. So yeah. Okay, well, this is a 1 hour long video. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for your patience. We're gonna have more content coming soon. Again, I apologize for not having videos cranking out this whole time. If you want to know what's up with me, if you ever want to know what's going on with me, like where's this video, where's this, is Prison Architect coming back, whatever the question is that you guys want to keep repeating over and over again, join the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, or pay attention to the community tab here on YouTube. You don't have to make a new account somewhere to follow this. I post things to the community tab on YouTube so that you don't have to feel pressured to look at Twitter or Discord and join some other service or social media network to get the information that you want. You can do it right from YouTube. Use the community tab on the channel. It's right there for you, and I regularly update people with what's going on with me there as well. I'll also say it in videos every now and then too. So once again, thank you for your patience. I'm trying to teach my son kindergarten, and he goes back to in-person learning in early November. So we can get back to doing full-time content creation, hopefully then. Again, I stream on Twitch every weekday starting at noon Eastern time. Come on, check it out. Follow if you want to. My name is Charlie. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.